Good morning, listeners, and welcome to this Monday morning edition of The Morning 4. Today is Monday, February 25th, 2019, and this is a podcast designed with positivity in mind. Each weekday morning, I try to get my own head right before my day starts, and I try to get my listeners on the same page. If this is your first time listening to the podcast, welcome. And if you found this podcast because you ran the Delora 5K on Saturday and saw The Morning 4 was a sponsor, I'm happy that you took the time to look it up. So let's get our Monday off together on the right track, shall we?
Number 1.
This week will mark the end of Black History Month in America, and I don't know about you, but I did learn a few things about some courageous and admirable people, as I do every time February rolls around. I did look up a few lesser-known facts about Black history, like this one. Though Rosa Parks was known for her famous refusal to move to the back of the bus because of the color of her skin, there was another woman, Claudette Colvin, who did the same thing about 9 months earlier, and she was only 15 years old. What an important moment in American history spurred by both of those women and the others who followed suit. I also learned that Martin Luther King Jr. improvised much of his famous speech, "I Have a Dream." MLK had prepared some notes, but spoke mainly from the heart, delivering an impassioned piece of American history. And since the Oscars happened last night, here's one more fact. Hattie McDaniel, who won an Oscar for Best Supporting Actress for her role in Gone with the Wind, was not even permitted to attend the Atlanta premiere of the movie due to Jim Crow laws. Hattie went on to star in over 300 films, though, and she was inducted into the Black Filmmakers Hall of Fame in 2006. And she was the first Oscar winner ever to appear on a postage stamp.
Number 2.
Well, I live in Florida, which means my kids are exposed to a decent amount of wildlife that may not be as common in other parts of the country. Animals like dolphins and sea turtles, and even some of the scarier options like alligators and sharks, though I actually love sharks, but I would rather my kids observe them from a very far distance. One animal I have always been terrified of, as a kid and now, is a snake. They aren't exclusive to Florida, of course, but I certainly encounter more snakes in a year here than I saw in my entire childhood growing up in the Midwest. Well, my kids and the neighbor kids love them, or they're at least a little obsessed with talking about them right now. So I have been trying to learn a little more about snakes. So I did look up some snake facts. And other than finding out that most won't actually try to kill me or steal my soul, I learned that most snakes have an excellent sense of smell, in part to make up for that poor eyesight and their limited hearing. But rather than a conventional nose, snakes sniff with an organ at the roof of their mouth, called a Jacobson organ, which is also found in a few other lizard species. So mouth breathing I've heard of, but mouth smelling? I don't know. I think it's still going to take me a little while to warm up to those cold-blooded creatures, but I am trying.
Number 3.
Today's feel-good news story is sourced from RocketCityNow.com. So last week brought some rainy weather to the Huntsville, Alabama area, but a local police officer saw a citizen in a wheelchair attempting to cross 8 lanes of traffic in a downpour. And so the officer stopped his car and got out to push the citizen to safety and hold off traffic. The whole thing was caught on video and, you guessed it, shared on social media, where it has since gone viral. Well, thank you, officer, for your kindness and not being afraid to get a little wet yourself to help someone else out.
Number 4.
I know Monday has a little bit of a bad reputation, but the truth is that Mondays can be pretty great because they offer so much possibility, so much potential for the week ahead, and I personally like that opportunity. So with that in mind, let's get started with our affirmation. Repeat after me. Today is new and mine. Each moment within today is new and mine. I can make today work for me, no matter what it has in store. So let's slay our Monday together, and I'll see you back here again tomorrow.